my name is Irene and welcome back to my channel. It's a new month, which means it's time for my monthly reset routine. Basically, at the beginning of each month, I like to follow 3 steps and complete a few tasks within each in order to reflect on how the previous month went, as well as start a new month on a fresh note. Obviously, you do not need to do any of this at the end of each month, nor do you need to wait for a month to come to an end / for a month to start in order to start working on yourself. I personally love to have this monthly reset routine because it gives me some kind of structure and it also helps me keep on track with my goals. So in today's video, I'm bringing you along as I reset for a new month. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and without any further ado, let's just go and get started. Clear space, clear minds? Well, maybe not fully, but it certainly helps. The first step that I like to do in my end of the month reset routine is to organize my physical space. So I'm going to add fresh sheets and declutter, clean, organize, and overall just really refresh my space. This is basically going to be the base for all the other tasks and all the other steps moving forward, so let's go.
Summer rain on the window. Watch the time float on. Cool air blows a memento as I fall behind. I'm so sorry for dreaming about the future. Take apart all
Similarly to organizing and clearing up my physical space, there's also a few things that I like to do at the end of each month in order to organize and declutter my digital space. It's those kind of very annoying and monotonous tasks that, just eventually have to be done once in a while. And so doing them at the end of each month allows me to keep on track instead of letting them agglomerate and just become extra hard to deal with. When it comes to organizing my digital space, there's not necessarily an order of tasks that I like to follow, but here are some things that I do like to do. Declutter your camera roll. I always like to take so many videos and photos and screen recordings and screenshots. You get the idea. A lot of contents. So it's important for me to go through everything, delete the ones that I do not like, favorite the ones that I do like, organize them into folders, just in order to create more space on my phone. Declutter laptop folders. Along these lines, it's actually quite surprising how many downloads and transfers and new documents I create on my laptop. So I also like to go through everything on my laptop and organize it all very neatly into folders. Also, don't forget to empty out your bin. Backup drives. I also like to back up both my external drive as well as my Google Drive, especially with all of the clips that I shoot for YouTube, because they do take up quite a lot of space. Now that both the physical as well as the digital spaces are organized, this is when I move into the final space, which is my psychological space. Now, when it comes to my mental space, I usually do this in 2 stages. The first one is reflecting on how the previous month went, and the second stage is setting intentions for the month ahead. When it comes to the former stage, I have a few sections already pre-prepared on my bullet journal, which I just like to fill in. The first set of sections refers to my social media presence and work. So I document some statistics for YouTube, for TikTok, for Instagram, and I also have one spread for my career in general. Here I write down how many collabs I've done, my monthly revenue, my metrics, as well as some other highlights. Along these lines, at this point, I will also go onto Notion, where I complete my expenses tracker tracker as well as my statistics tracker, which are kind of similar to my bullet journal ones, just in a digital format. The second set of sections in my bullet journal refers to my monthly favorites. And here I write down all of my favorites within the areas of music, TV shows / movies, as well as some random things that I have been particularly enjoying. Once these sections are complete, then I move on to my second stage of organizing my mental space, which basically entails more reflective journaling prompts. I typically answer 3 prompts, although this might vary from month to month, depending on how I'm feeling and how deep I want my reflections to be. The first prompt is memories of the month coming to an end. Here I just do a brain dump in a list point format of any highlights or things that have happened during the month. It can be quite hard to remember everything you've done in a month, so I recommend that you check your camera roll to see any photos that you might taken, as well as check your Instagram stories if you're active on there, just so you can try to remember with more detail everything that has happened. The second prompt is, did I set any goals at the beginning of the month? Since the beginning of the year, it has been a habit of mine to set goals and intentions at the beginning of each month. So this prompt basically allows me to reflect on how they went, if I've managed to achieve them, if I encountered any difficulties, things that I have learned, and so on. At this point, I will also refer back to my Notion welcome page, because I always include my goals in there as well. So I just tick the boxes of all of the goals that I've managed to achieve. And the final prompt is focus / intentions for the month ahead. Based on the goals that I have set for the previous month, I will now assess my current situation, and I will either set new goals or I will update my action plan to achieve the goals that I have previously set. Once I have selected my themes, my goals, my intentions for the new month, I go onto Notion once again to update my welcome page with these new intentions. And while I'm there, I also include all of the important dates for the month ahead. Along these lines of setting intentions, one thing that I've also been doing since the beginning of February is create a new wallpaper for each month. In this wallpaper, I include the calendar for the month, as well as a few different sections so that I can organize my folders into categories. Not only this, but recently I've also started using this wallpaper as a sort of vision board. So what I'll do is I'll also go onto Pinterest and I will select a few photos that visually represent my goals and intentions for the month, and I will include them in this wallpaper, and this way I can keep getting inspired and motivated every time I see them. And that is it for my 3-stage monthly reset routine. I really hope that you have found this video helpful and inspiring. If you stayed until this point of the video, make sure that you comment the sun emoji just so I know who stayed until this point. And hey everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.